Howdy YouTube, today we're taking a look at the egg-sucking dog, Terry Funk. So if you follow wrestling podcasts and you listen to Jim Ross's podcast, The Ross Report, you'll know that literally every episode, maybe 5 or 6 times a show, he'll mention Terry Funk and use that egg-sucking dog line. Where it comes from, the history of it, I got zero clue. But certainly a really cool figure. If I'm completely honest, I more purchased this figure for the ECW Championship, if anything else. For me, I was a huge fan as a kid of WWE. Cousins were huge WCW fans, and that's what initially got me onto wrestling. But when ECW rebooted in 2005, 2006, they had the One Night Stand pay-per-view, and then the show came back. That was my favourite show. Tuesdays on Sci-Fi, I'll never forget, loved watching it. They had a great storyline with RVD and winning the WWE Championship, and then the Big Show turned, and it was honestly, at least as a kid, an amazing storyline, and I absolutely loved it. To me, ECW just completely shit over and destroyed normal WWE programming. So that's the backstory on why I really purchased this figure. Terry Funk as well, one of the all-time greats, certainly a great promo, a great wrestler as well. Prior to, I guess, knowing a little bit more about him, when I was growing up, the only time I would have recognized Terry Funk is from the Hell in a Cell match with Mankind. Now, when was Terry Funk in that match? Well, after Mick Foley goes through the cell, which wasn't supposed to happen, Terry Funk comes out to try and help him, and the Undertaker, not breaking character, basically beats the shit out of him and literally chokeslams him out of his shoes. So that's the only time I knew Terry Funk growing up. Thankfully now with the WWE Network and things like that, people can go back and watch how talented this guy is. 1997 from memory, the first pay-per-view of the year is where he beat Raven for the ECW Championship. And I definitely loved his run in ECW. Certainly a really cool wrestler. Chainsaw Charlie in the WWF at the time as well. So very excited that we finally got a figure of him. The packaging of the figure is really nice. Nice shot of Terry Funk on the side there. Pretty cool. In terms of accessories, I love the ECW Championship. The branding iron is cool. Honestly, I really would have loved a Terry Funk shirt. I reckon that would be a great accessory to have. But anyway, let's get this guy opened up. And taking a look at the back of the packaging, we see 6'1", 247 pounds, the Double Cross Ranch in Armadillo, Texas. That's a great name. That, and I love Truth or Consequences as well, is pretty cool. Ring Attire ECW 1997, spinning toe hold. I'd like to see that, actually. ECW Champion and 2009 Hall of Fame inductee. Really awesome. Let's get Terry Funk opened up. Okay, and here we've got Terry Funk opened up and out of packaging. We've busted him wide open. He looks fantastic. I think Mattel absolutely nailed it. I'll bring it forward so you guys can see. Lately, their elites have just been hitting it out of the park. They've been doing an excellent job. I have to give full credit to Mattel. Especially with the Jakks Mattel debate. Lately, Mattel have just been kicking butt with some of their figure releases. That definitely looks like Terry Funk. I think they nailed the face scan. I love the hair at the top as well. That's very accurate. Yes, the figures have that slightly more cartoonish look, but the level of detail that Mattel put into them is really impressive. Honestly, they've done a great job here. Moving down the figure, you can see he's got his trademark attire. I'd love to know the backstory behind, these tights, why they've got that design. Now, I think Mattel have released a Terry Funk before, but a long, long time ago, like the Texas Terry Funk old school style figure. So it's nice to get a slightly more modern version of this guy. Now, in terms of articulation, he's got a ball-jointed head, ball-jointed arm, swivel bicep, bend at the elbow, swivel in the wrist, ab crunch, swivel waist, swivel in the legs, swivel in the thigh, double bend at the knee, swivel in the boot, and swivel in the ankle. So a ton of articulation, which is what you want in any WWE figure. Now onto the main reason why I purchased this, and that is for the Mattel Elite ECW World Heavyweight Championship. My favorite championship of all time. I love the design of this. I think Mattel have done a great job with the two-tone red and blue color scheme on the standard gold belt. I think that looks absolutely excellent. That's one thing that Mattel are just amazing at, and that is their figure belts. Certainly this one is really cool. They released the ECW Championship not too long ago with the Ringside Collectibles exclusive CM Punk. That was a great figure, so it's nice to finally get my hands on this belt, which is a little bit different just because of the ECW belt with that Punk was a little bit later. Just to compare, I'll bring in the Jakks ECW Championship that came with the Taz figure. You can see it's very hard to see any detail or anything like that on the Jakks. The Mattel definitely hits it out of the park. Just for comparison, I've got Terry Funk with some of the other ECW figures we've got. Not a lot from Mattel, but quite a few from Jakks. You can see, obviously, he's quite a bit shorter than the TNA Legends Raven, which is one of the best figures I've ever seen. Definitely, I think when it comes time to displaying him, you can get away with having him with the Jakks figures. Certainly, some of the ones like Taz fit in quite well. I'll bring in Bubba Ray Dudley. You can see he's significantly larger, so probably a no-go. With some of the Jakks, it's a little hit and miss, but definitely if you're an ECW fan or you're a Terry Funk fan, this is a must-have.